Everybody, it's Norma, and I am way overdue for a video. I don't know, it just seems to be really hard to find the time to do videos lately. And then I'm still having issues with my computer with uploading videos to YouTube. It and processing them, it just is taking a long time. I do use um, a video editing program. I used to have a really good one, Roxio, on my old computer, but I've been having issues with it. So I've started to use Windows Movie Maker, and I do upload in high definition, and I have to let things run all night, and then it's like another day to upload on YouTube, and then another night before it processes. So a video can take me like 2 to 3 days just to try to upload it and get it processed. So it's just a little bit frustrating. It was very time consuming. But I have some empties for you now. Now, I did miss doing an empties video for September. So this is kind of a combination video. I haven't completely finished all of my October candles, but I have like 4 before you right now they're going to be done tonight. So I'm going to include them in this video and then just toss them tomorrow. And then the rest of the candles that I have going on, will be finishing up in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to kind of blend them in with my November empties. Now, I did get some Homeworks candles. In fact, that was the last video I uploaded was my Homeworks haul. And I've been kind of hoarding them a little bit because the weather's been like really hot until just in the last couple weeks. So I was really waiting for the fall weather to kick in. And they do burn fairly quickly, so I'm more than halfway done with all of them. As I said, I've been using them sparingly. So I decided what I'm going to do instead of including them in like this empties video or my next empties video, I'm just going to do a separate video with my fall Homeworks candles and give you my thoughts and opinions of what I think about the scent and how they've been burning. And I like some of them, and I'm not that fond of some others, but in general, I'm pretty pleased with my Homeworks candles. So it should be a good video. So what do we have going on here on this table? I actually had a pretty good burning season for September and October, mainly October. October was really, really good. Like I said, September was really hot. So I just want to start though with the candles that I'm going to finish tonight so I can put them back in their holders and get them out of the way. So we have Yankee Candle, Apple Pumpkin. These are pillar candles that I picked up at Home Goods or TJ Maxx a few years ago, Marshalls. And basically I just wanted to get rid of them. I've had fairly bad luck with the pillar candles. So I was like scrounging around trying to find fall candles. I have hardly seriously, any fall candles. I've been giving them away to my nieces and nephews. I haven't been buying fall candles the last few years because I've always been on a ban. So I had to really scrounge around to find just like, fall apple scents. I have plenty of pumpkin, but apple I did not have. So I found these. I was really happy to find them, and I actually have 2 more, which I'm going to be burning after these are done. I was so pleased with these candles. I can't believe it. They actually threw. I mean, I had about given up on Yankee Candles Apple Pumpkin because I'd had, a couple bad years in a row where I just couldn't smell them. And so I don't know if it's just because these had been sitting and the oil saturated the wax. I don't know what the deal is, but this is Apple Pumpkin from Yankee Candle. It made me very, very happy. I was so happy I could smell them. And I've had pretty good luck with these 2 candles as well. Home Sweet Home and Macintosh, 2 classic candles from Yankee. The Home Sweet Home is actually not my favorite scent. It's kind of like a cinnamon. It's supposed to have like tea in it, but I really don't even smell the tea in it. To me, it's mostly cinnamon. I think it used to have more tea once upon a time. But it's just just a comforting scent, I guess, a homey scent. If you like, Village Candle has a candle, and I think they call it Cozy Home. And it's a very similar scent to this. It reminds me basically like dentine gum. That's what I get out of it. The throw wasn't great, but I could smell the candle when I was in the vicinity. Burn was pretty good. I didn't have to do any double wicks. Like I do have a match trick where if my candles aren't pulling out, I will stick a match in to create a double wick. I didn't bother doing that this time around, mostly because I was kind of lazy, I guess. But they burned pretty well. I mean, there's some residue, so it's not a totally clean burn. But all in all, I was pretty happy with the four of these, but definitely the apple pumpkin were the winners in this round. Okay, and since September was really hot, I mean, I think most of this September was like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and I was having a dearth of apple scents, I decided to pull out some of my vanillas. So I pulled out Yankee Candle French Vanilla and Cookies and Cream. I love both of these candles. I think French Vanilla is probably my favorite vanilla from Yankee Candle. I do like buttercream a lot too, but buttercream definitely is sweeter. It's more of that frosty note. Where French vanilla to me is just more of a true vanilla that blends well with bakery and with florals. So it's just one of my favorite vanilla candles to have around. It's like a staple for me. And I'm a little nervous I may not have very much in my stash because I haven't been buying Yankees this year. A few here and there, but I've been like really trying not to buy candles this year and just trying to work through my stash. So next fall, I will have to go candle shopping. But this year, I'm just trying to get through what I have. Both of these candles did really well for me. Cookies and Cream smells exactly like that. To me, it's a more vanilla base, though, versus the chocolate cookie. But there is a hint of chocolate in there that just gives the vanilla some more depth and warmth, I think. Yeah, I like both candles. I did throw them in the crock, and obviously I threw something else in here. I wonder what. I don't remember. I think it smells like cinnamon. I think I had a cinnamon melt. So I did put them in the crock to finish them off. Frankly, in the crock, I probably got a day of that. They just didn't seem to do very well in the crock. The throw, I did have them in my large room, so obviously not the best throw, but they just kind of added to the general ambiance and scent in the room, blending with the apples. Obviously, the apple pumpkin did better. And at the same time, I was also burning some Bath and Body Works candles, and I was also burning this one. This one was like the main candle I was burning during the month of September. And this was Colonial Tobacco and Honey, and it was fabulous. I had zero problems with the wicks. In fact, I kind of had to keep an eye on them because sometimes they could get a little bit too tall. So you see I have a little bit of sooting there. But this candle was fabulous. It is a retired scent from Colonial. If somehow you come across it somewhere, just snag it up. It's a very unique scent. I mean, you definitely have that smoky tobacco note. You have the sweetness of the honey, but this also has a floral in it. I believe it's carnation. And I don't know, it's just the blend of it. I just really like it. It's just such a unique scent. And sometimes I get more of the floral than the honey. I mean, the honey just kind of sweetened the floral, and then the tobacco added warmth to it. Throw is fabulous. Burned, other than that, I had some soot when I didn't watch the flame, but other than that, it burned really clean, burned all the way down. It was a fabulous candle. Okay, I have two more Yankees to talk about, and this one is just one of my favorites. Whiskers on Kittens. This is from the My Favorite Things from the Sound of Music line. I just love this label. I mean, this label is just so adorable. It just reminds me of Mambo. And I love the scent. It's a beautiful bedroom scent. It's one of those musky, floral type scents. Purple wax. Beautiful candle. Beautiful candle. Sadly, the throw on this really hasn't improved. I think this is probably the third or fourth one I burned. I bought a bunch of them because I just love the scent so much and I love the label, the purple wax, the whole Sound of Music thing. I mean, I love this candle. You guys just don't understand. I love this candle. I just wish I could smell it. It's just so light and it's such a beautiful bedroom type scent. I don't know. I don't know. But I have a few more. I hope one day maybe the fragrance oils will saturate it. It wasn't completely unscented. I could smell it if I would stick my nose in the jar, but I wanted it to be able to at least fill the bathroom, which is where it was. Well, I kind of switched it back and forth between my bedroom and the bathroom, but so obviously it's in a smaller room. And even in the bathroom, it was just barely there. So that was disappointing because it's such a beautiful scent. Oh, that's my neighbor's dog. Same thing with Amber Sunset. This is one, again, that I bought pretty much because I love the label. I mean, who cannot love that? The palm trees and the tropical sunset. And the scent itself is not super special. It's basically your amber. But once again, I had this in my bathroom. I switched it between the two bathrooms because I was trying to test it out. And my bathrooms are small. I mean, I live in a very tiny condo. I don't have big rooms other than my main room. And I can usually get a really good throw in the bathroom connected to my bedroom. The hall bathroom the airflow in there can be kind of iffy, even though that's a smaller bathroom. But if it's in my bedroom bathroom, usually I get a good throw no matter what I put in there. Both of these didn't do well. So Amber Sunset would not be a repurchase. I have seen it floating around in the discount stores. And like the scent's nice, but it's kind of like it's an amber, almost masculine, but not too masculine. But yeah, it would be a pass for me. I'm crazy enough that if I did see this one again, I would buy it though, because I just love the candle. I just wish I could smell it. Yankee Candle World Journeys French Lavender. This has been one of my favorite lavenders from Yankee. It's one I picked up at Home Goods a while back. It did well, except I don't know if you can see it. Toward the end, I did have one of the wicks move really close to the glass. So I stopped burning it, even though I have a little bit of wax left in there. But other than that, it did pretty well. I did have a little bit of puny wick. It's probably about halfway through. It started to get like the wax was drowning out the wicks, but it corrected itself. It did well. It threw well. So I was pleased with that. I did burn nope, I got one more. 2 Henri Bendel candles. So in case you guys haven't heard, last month, L Brands, who owns like Bath and Body Works, Henri Bendel, Victoria's Secret, Pink, L Brands made the announcement that as of January 2019, they are closing all their Henri Bendel stores, all their physical brick and mortar locations, and shockingly, their online store too. So that kind of got me in the mood to drag out my sweet 7112, which I'd had in the votive form before, but I had never tried one of my 3 wicks. So I was like, I better drag one out in case I decide I want to purchase more. And if you guys are interested in this candle, keep stalking the Henri Bendel website, or if you have a store near you, check out. It's kind of coming and going. Sometimes it's in stock, sometimes it's not in stock. Sometimes they have a deal on it, sometimes they don't. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait until I believe Candle Day Last year it was, I think, November 11th. So I'm thinking it's going to be around November 10th, 11th, whatever that Saturday is. I haven't looked at the calendar. I don't know if they're going to do the sale again this year, but I'm assuming they will because I'm assuming they're going to want to clear out their stock since they're closing their doors for good. So pay attention then around November 10th for some candle sales from Henri Bendel. Typically, they've done a 50% off sale. So I'm assuming they're going to do that this year. It may be better, but in January, they should have some really good clearance sales. So I was really pleased with this scent. Like I said, I tried it before in the votives. I've had the perfume. I was scared to try the 3-wick because the votive was so strong. I was like, oh my God, the 3-wick is just going to blow me out of the house and choke me. But surprisingly enough, it didn't. It was just a nice strength for the bedroom. It's a pretty scent. It's one of those scents that's really hard to describe. It's definitely a female perfume, but I've always found it almost a little bit gender neutral because the very first time I smelled it, I thought it was masculine. And then luckily my friend Jacqueline convinced me to try it and I've changed my mind, but I still think it's kind of in that borderline between perfume and cologne. It has like freesia and jasmine. I mean, you can go online and see all the notes. I actually really like it. It just smells, high end. It's not too flowery. It's not too leathery. I don't know, it's just a really hard scent to describe. So it's going away. So if you want to try it, experience, try to pick up at least one when they're on sale. And what did I have here? This is another one that retired a few years ago. It's amber. And this one, when I first smelled it, reminded me a lot of Yves Saint Laurent Opium. And I used to wear that perfume a lot. And so when I smelled it, I was like, oh my God, this reminds me so much of Opium. And to have Opium in a candle was like awesome. It's not an exact dupe. It just reminds me of it. And I like it. So, and, burnt well, had it in the bedroom. Not a super strong throw, but it was strong enough that I did end up moving it from my bedroom into the hall bathroom because sometimes it would just like hit me the wrong way because, I've also been suffering from this cold the last 3 weeks. I think I'm going on week 4 now. And just certain scents would sometimes just irritate my throat. So this was one of them. So I did move it out into my hall bathroom so it wasn't like in my face. And speaking of Henri Bendel, if you guys like this scent, which is from Voluspa, this is French Bourbon Vanille. And obviously this is a big candle. This was an expensive candle. I think it was like $65 or something. Henri Bendel has almost the exact same scent, very, very similar to this, in this signature size, which retails at $30. So if they have the candle sale 50% off, you'd be able to get them for $15. To me, the scents are very, very close. Not quite a dupe, because I do pick up a little bit of the bourbon in here, but the scents are so close enough that most people probably won't notice the difference. It's also very similar to Bath & Body Works Vanilla Patchouli, although that one I think is a little bit more intense than either one of the vanilla. It's Vanilla Bean from Henri Bendel, Vanilla Bean from Henri Bendel, or French Bourbon Vanilla, or Vanilla Patchouli from Bath & Body Works. Those 3 candles are all the same type scent family. There's a little bit of variance with each one. I think the Vanilla Bean from Henri Bendel is a bit more subtle. This one is a little bit more subtle, a little bit more sweetness with the bourbon, not so much on the patchouli. In fact, I'm not even sure if this has patchouli. I can't remember. And I think the vanilla patchouli is a little bit sweeter and heavier. It's just like a heavier candle, but very, very similar. So this candle did fairly well. I first burnt it last year, and I was a little bit disappointed in it because it didn't seem to have a really good throw for me. But the throw was a little bit better this year. It's still in my bedroom. It could have been a little bit stronger, But it was so beautiful burning, you guys, in this mercury glass container. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to save it or not, because I just have a hard time getting these wicks out on the Voluspa candles, and then I end up scratching the glass. So I don't know. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking candle. I'm honestly on the fence if I would buy it again, though. Originally, when I was burning it, I was thinking, you know, it's nice. I love the beautiful container, but I could just buy a mercury glass holder and stick my Henri Bendel vanilla bean in it and be just as happy. But now that this is going away, and you know Bath and Body Works, you never know if they're going to have a candle around. And while I like the vanilla patchouli, it's just a little bit too much, I think. These are more subtle. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, obviously, if this goes away for good and I use up my small stash I have of vanilla bean, at least I got the Voluspa one to fall back on. But it's just one of those nice vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli type scents that I like to have as a staple for the bedroom. I did burn only one Kringle candle this month. I have one more warm apple pie, and I thought I had some more of like the regular apple pie in the classic line, and you know, some other apple ones, but I don't know, they're either hidden very well or I used them up and I don't remember. But this is Kringle Country Candle Warm Apple Pie. It's a really good apple pie scent. It is, you know, not too heavy on the spice, at least for me. I mean, I think some people do find it spicy, but you definitely get the warm baked apple. You get a bit of the pie note. I had it paired with this Bath and Body Works candle by the same name, Warm Apple Pie. Now, between the two, the country candle is definitely more spicy. But I love both of the scents. They're not the same, but this one reminds me more of like apples with sugar and pie crust, and it's not quite baked all the way. And this one is more like it's fully baked and you got just more spices in it. They're both really good apple pie scents. I enjoyed both of them. I did go through quite a few Bath and Body Works candles, and these are all familiar to all of you except maybe one, I think. So we had the warm apple pie, cinnamon sugar donut. This was my first introduction to Bath and Body Works, and it's a classic, and it did well. Autumn, of course, beautiful scent. One of my favorite fall candles from Bath and Body Works that, you know, is not a bakery candle. Just a beautiful scent. Cinnamon caramel swirl. Again, I think this one is pretty much around all the time. A little bit sweet for me normally, but there's sometimes I'm just in the mood for that when it's like really like cold and rainy and dark. Kind of want something like that. My favorite bakery candle from Bath and Body Works, pumpkin pie. I'm kind of glad I hoarded it. I thought I heard that it came back this year, like, but under a different name or a different form, something like that. I haven't been up on my Bath and Body Works this year at all, so I'm behind, but this is a great candle. Great candle. I can't even tell you how many I burned, and I got a ton in my stash, and I don't regret it. Another great candle from Bath and Body Works, and I thought I heard, maybe it was this one. Now I can't remember if it was this one or the pumpkin pie. That golden cinnamon, I believe, came back in some form this year. This is to me, a wholly underrated candle. It is just so warm and cozy. It reminds me of like the cinnamon sugar if you wanted to make cinnamon toast. It's just, to me, just a beautiful candle. You got cinnamon, vanilla. I guess it says caramel, but it's not to me, it's not a heavy caramel like you would get from, you know, this one. This one is like really sweet. This to me is just like, you know, if you put cinnamon toast, you make the cinnamon sugar and you put it on cinnamon toast, that you just buttered and the cinnamon and the sugar are melting and it smells so good. That's what this smells like to me. I love that candle. And sadly, I think I only have one more. And then another staple for me from Bath & Body Works that I love is their Lavender Vanilla. And, you know, obviously I had an issue with this one as well with the wick moving. So near the end, I was just lighting 2 wicks because I didn't want to risk any glass breaking by lighting the last one. But other than that, it did well. I was a little bit disappointed in this one. My very first Bath & Body Works candle day was when they had the Intrigue and Opulence collection, and I was snatching these dog tag candles. That's what we nicknamed them in the day. I was snatching these up, and this was my least favorite scent. So I got only maybe 2 or 3 of these. So I have one more. So I figured this year I might as well burn this one. And, you know, it's like a woodsy amber type scent. But honestly, I just really couldn't smell it. It just, you know, like I said, I did have a cold, so that might have something to do with it. But it was very pretty, you know, burning in this, you know, amber colored glass. But I couldn't really smell it. So that was a little bit disappointing. And then last but not least, this is another candle that I was really disappointed in. Vanilla Cinnamon Brulee. I eventually just stuck it in the crock, hoping I could smell it because it's a really nice scent. But, you know, it's just like a vanilla cinnamon, which I guess I like vanilla cinnamon. And even in the crock, it didn't do well, which was really disappointing because my first Tuscany candle was like a lemon cookie, which was beautiful. Beautiful. So that encouraged me to try some of their other scents, but this one was a disappointment. So there you guys have it. That is my candle empties for September and October. Like I said, I will be doing a separate video on Homeworks candles. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe below, and have a blessed day.